Welcome back to Voyagers Adventure. It's the 4th episode already, and as you can probably already tell by the episode title and the very unsubtle tease I gave last week, this week we are building the Mack Xtreme Spinning Coaster, and if you have quite a keen eye, you can just see it peeking through the little bit of Mack track in the distance. I have to say, this is probably, well not even probably, just my favourite coaster I've ever made. I haven't been in Teju Camp quite a while in this park. I'm quite happy with the way this entrance looks, but this isn't my new favourite coaster in the park anymore. That is really big Mack Xtreme Spinning Coaster. This is quite obviously inspired by Ride to Happiness at Plopsaland, but I've tried to not make it the same. There's quite a few different elements in the coaster, they're all not identical, but I didn't want it to be the same. It's inspired by it, it's not a copy of it. But I just love it. It's got such a presence. It's like, I don't know, it just takes up this whole area of the park. It like completely owns it. And obviously I've custom supported the entire thing because it's me. I'd say custom supporting this entire coaster. I don't know what's wrong with me. I did it in one sitting. One sitting. I think it was a Friday night. I just got back from work. Probably about, I think I finished work at about 5:30. I probably got home for about 6:30. Ate my food, 7 PM, probably until about 2 AM. I custom supported this entire coaster. It was I can't even walk. It was a commitment, I'll say that. It took up a lot more of the time than I thought it would, but I am so happy with it. It looks so good. Custom supporting is something that I've always really liked, at least trying to do. I've never been able to do it particularly well, or at least as well as I can do it on PC now, because I think it's probably, well, I say it's probably easier on PC. I haven't really done it that much on console. I've fallen off the path again. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. Obviously this first element is inspired by Ride to Happiness, but instead of it outer banking, it inner banks, is that the right word? Yeah, so it really interacts with this area a lot. You can walk under it, and if we come down here past the wooden coaster from the last episode, you'll see this part that I'm so happy with. Look at that, the entrance underneath the path here. Under 2 inversions. I might put the coaster into testing so you can see it actually. I love the dispatch of this coaster. So it's very much like Ride to Happiness. Comes out of the station. There's a really cool slow, like outlying JoJo rolling twisty thing, I don't know what it's called. And then I'll follow it around the rest of the layout so you can actually see what it does. So it goes up obviously into the big top hat. Little drive ties on there to make sure it doesn't get stuck. Ride to Happiness. Does the really big, like perfect circle loop. I can't really talk today. Cobra roll instead of a banana roll on Ride to Happiness. So it's quite a bit different. Does this really slow hang timey inversion, goes straight into the second launch with an airtime hill in the middle, and then a stall. A stall on a spinning coaster must be so weird, but I think it'd work quite well. Some of the custom supports look very messy. Does an inversion into like a downwards turn here. Nice kind of long drawn out airtime hill. It's like a snapping almost Stengel dive into a helix. Goes around probably what will be a water feature, and I've timed it so that they both go over the path at the same time. Ah, camera. Yeah, I absolutely love this coaster. I'll show you it with the all the supports. Yeah, 1,100 and... So yeah, the whole thing is custom supported. It took forever. There's a lot of pieces in this. Some of the supports, yeah, like I said, look quite jank, but they do work, because obviously you need to support the direction of the travel of the car, like the stress that's going that way, and obviously the stress of the track just being there because of gravity. So yeah, it was quite the commitment supported this entire thing, and obviously making it actually work as well. As jank as some of these supports look, most coaster supports look quite jank. So these supports, the top hat actually, do look very, very similar to Ride to Happiness's supports. But obviously it's pretty much the same element, so they're going to look similar. But it leaves this nice, really big open part in the middle though, so the track can just swoop through. And look at those operations. That one's only just pulled back in, and the next one's already out. Runs 3 terrains. You could probably get away with running it on 2, but I'm just so happy with this coaster. It looks so good, but now I have to theme it. So I will get back to you once I've made a start on the theming for this coaster. Like I said last time, it's going to be some sort of like expansive Amazon jungle thing. That's what we're going for anyway. So I'll get back to you once I've made a start. I thought here would be a good point to do an update, which is probably a bit sooner than I normally would do it, but I'm at a bit of a dilemma. So I've added like a lot of beams, a couple of like wooden structure-y things around. Started to add all the fencing in. This is what the station building is looking like at the moment. I'm really happy with this. Not so much about the outside of it. This part's cool, but like the inside, I'm just a bit confused about what to do. With the rest of it, I've started adding this like border part to this. I'm thinking about having this almost like suspended, probably on some more beams. But yeah, added the transfer tracks and everything. Quite a lot of these wooden structures are dotted around, and I will show you actually when the ride tests. I've added this triggered thing, so that when it actually comes out of the station, it does its cool roll down there, the JoJo roll, whatever it's called, and then it does the like water shooty stuff going up before it does the rest of the layout, which I might add another like splashdown effect somewhere because that does look quite cool. But the problem I've got is it just kind of feels like this whole area here, like I don't really think you need this cut through, because it like you can just walk around there or walk around there. That cut through is not really needed, and I just kind of feel like this area is just going to get covered in either like plants and foliage and stuff, or like rock work, and it's a bit boring. And then also this path in the middle here, like if this cut through is here and this stretch here just feels completely pointless, because I was thinking you'd have like shops or services on the side or anything, but like you've got a small like takeout place here, and I'm thinking this is also going to be a takeout place with like an overview look down onto this area here, which is going to be another really big coaster. So that's where this comes in. I think the rapids might happen now. I don't know whether I'm going to finish it in this episode. It might be like I'll finish it eventually, but I'll just put it in now to kind of start it. But what I'm thinking is the rapids can kind of come underneath this here. I might have to raise it into a bit of a bridge. Could have a bit of a rapid section here. It might not fit for the supports, I might need to change the supports, but it can come underneath here. The splashdown, it's not really a splashdown, is it? The splash that gets triggered with the launch can still do that, but then it'll wet the boat as it's the raft, sorry, as it's there. So it can kind of be like a bit of interaction between these two rides, which is quite cool. And then the rapids can kind of come under here, under this structure, back probably along the side of the launch here, and then somehow needs to go even deeper underground to get back here, then do the rest of its layout. That's what I'm thinking. Don't know whether it's going to go like that or even go well, but I just kind of thought this area is a bit boring, so it needs something to do, something happening that isn't just this coaster that's themed and surrounded by just trees. So that was what I kind of thought with adding this piece of water here, and I thought, do I just go all out and add a rapids that goes around it? So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Wish me luck. Well, putting the rapids in certainly worked. I'm really happy with this. It took a lot of tinkering to kind of weave the rapids in and out of all the paths and everything. So much terrain work, and especially pathing work was done. The paths in this game, you know how they operate. They're not the easiest to manipulate, but I think I've done quite well. The rapids kind of starts off at the top here, and you've got a main drop coming under this very weird looking custom support into that rapid section there that I mentioned last time in the helix, and I think it just looks quite nice. You approach it from here, just as you can see after the entrance arch. You go over this bridge that's got another bridge connecting to it, which is the ride exit you can see up there. And I just like the way the drop kind of looks. So you get nice views from the coaster around it. Obviously this is the queue, which I haven't done yet, and I don't know whether I'll finish this episode. The station though, happy with the station. I tried to create the kind of half spinning effect that you get on most modern rapids that you don't really seem to get in game, which is kind of annoying. So it comes back up there and then kind of does the half conveyor belt thing that it just wrap round back underneath the station for it to link up for the slats to come round again. Then you board the boat here just before the first drop, right underneath the bridge, which is nice. I've like put all the sides on the bridge and everything. You come out just under that very odd looking support around the helix. And there's going to be a bit of rapid section here, and then this section, like I mentioned last time, with the triggered parts as the train goes past. These will create like a splashdown effect almost, soak in the train. And not the train, sorry, the raft ride. Then it comes around the corner just underneath the first descent here. There's beams everywhere. I'll put rock and foliage in this and it'll look really nice. Might be a little bit of a close call, so I might need to put in like a queue cover. Not a queue cover, like a cover, you know what I mean? Just the same thing. And then you've got the second drop here with some even more jank supports. You can see footers do this. Just look at the footers in the pit for Nemesis. There's some of them that are like hanging, like cantilevered footers. They're very odd looking, but that's what I've done there. And then it kind of snakes round here underneath that bridge that you went under earlier for the first drop, and then back up into the station. I'm so happy with all these like loads of different materials that I've managed to get into this area. All the wooden beams and planks creating this bridge. It just kind of makes it look like it was like handmade and put together, rather than like, I don't know, the ultra modern stuff. The station has come on a little bit more. The beams everywhere, as you can expect from me. It actually has a roof now, which is nice, with a big skylight. The front's kind of coming on a little bit more, and the skylight's kind of like perfectly sat above the train so that it illuminates it in that nice way. I don't know how I'm going to actually connect the certain parts of the facade and the sides of the station yet. Probably just with more windows and more planks and beams, but we'll see how that works. And you get such a good view of the stall from here. I just love all the views you can get across this park. Then over here you've got the maintenance shed, obviously, with the transfer track. I've just made this, oh thanks autosave, I've just made this out of simple planks and beams, and then that covering so you can't see inside it. Added a lot more foliage as well, as you can see, and then this is the ramp out of the station, which I do need to add a lift. I will add a lift before the tour because that's very important for accessibility. And here we have the photo unit as well. I had one of these in the last episode for the wooden coaster, just theme this one in a bit more slightly. Got the vending machine inside so that guests will actually interact with it, which is cool. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this area is coming together. Obviously I need to add a lot more foliage kind of to this part and around the side, and then I've added pathway down here with all the rock retaining wall to the next themed area. I'll carry on that as it goes down to this next very big coaster over here, which will be very fun. That'll be next episode. Such a cool one. I'm so excited to show this one off. The members will have already seen it and seen how really unique and cool and themed it is, and yeah, I love it. And then you get such a good view from here as well, this new seating area across not only the Mack Xtreme Spinner coaster, but the area that will be down at the bottom of the hill next episode. And then I've started to add in these food units as well. Just thought we needed like a larger kind of food offering place over here with outdoor seating, and you got the big beam tree. I love the shadow that makes, that's really cool. Yeah, just look at it. I'm really happy with this area. Got the little drive tyres on the top as well. I can't remember if I showed you those last time, so you don't get a ride to happiness situation where it stalls at the top. Is that it? I've added a few more trees. I think I showed you most of the custom supports last time in their janky beauty that custom supports tend to be. Obviously there's a couple of supports that go into the path, but it's mostly unavoidable. That happens with coasters in real life, so it's fine. Adds a bit of extra realism and interest to the area, but yeah, I'm really happy with the way this is looking. So yeah, not got too much left to do now. Just add more foliage, more theming, completely finish off this area, and then we'll be finished. I'll try and do a nice match cut. See you in the next update. Well, I have been quite busy. This fourth update has taken quite a while, so I'm leaving it here for now. This is where this episode's going to end. There's still stuff that needs doing. The queue for the rapids hasn't been done yet. This whole area on the right, the boundary of this little kind of off section of the main lake, this needs to be done. I want to do like a cool custom bridge. There's a couple of other details I want to add, but I'm leaving it here because this has taken way too long. There's a lot of detail and I really want to move on to the next area because I'll leave that for later. There's a definite reason I want to move on to it, and you'll see. But here we are. This episode is now finished and I'm so happy. A Mack Xtreme Spinner has been something I've wanted to make ever since I got, well, but even before I got Planet Coaster on PC, because I knew about the mod, I knew you could do it, and I'm glad that I can do it now because it's so cool. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a tour of the area. So you can kind of come into it from multiple places. But just look at the views. This coaster looks so picturesque literally everywhere you see it. I might put it in test mode now so you can see it going around. But it's just so cool. Like what there's something floating there, but it's so cool. So obviously you come down into the area with the wooden coaster from last week, and then you get presented with this. What are they? Oh, never mind. I think they're maintenance boxes from somewhere. But yeah, it just looks so cool. The custom supporting. This fence is high enough. I've checked. Don't lose your beans. So this area is going to be called Amazonia. I thought it was quite a fitting name because it's kind of like an Amazon forest sort of vibe. I still need to come up with like an actual story somewhat for this as well, but you'll see that in the tour later, in episodes that will come in the future. But I want each ride to kind of have some sort of narrative, so I'll add those almost like maybe like cue signs later so you can see what kind of a vibe I'm going for. But the path interaction with this coaster and just interactions with the other rides in general, which aren't in test mode. The rides in general are just so cool. I love it. See look at the dispatches there as well. I pointed at the screen then and realised that you can't actually see me pointing at the screen. The dispatches are like done in a way that they both do that inversion at the same time. Anyway, I've been rambling a lot, but we're going to come through this area. Out of, I forgot what this area was called, the woody area, and we've got Amazonia, like I've just said. I know I said that twice. Again, the views of it's so cool. You can see it from literally everywhere. This is the entrance to the rapids, which doesn't have a name yet. I'll name it at some point. And you can come into the queue. I've put some of it in that just kind of ends there, but I need more foliage here as well. But the rapids look quite good. I'm happy with these. As you saw in the updates when I was talking about it, this rapids wasn't really even meant to be here. I needed some sort of filler attraction with an insanely good view. Wow, that was good. I needed some sort of filler attraction to fill this area, because that's what filler attractions do, because it was quite an open, expansive area. That's just for maintenance access, by the way. That wouldn't stay like that. Like I said, this isn't finished. I've added these. When I was at Energylandia, I saw them as you were coming up the lift hill for some of their rapids, that they're there so you don't stand up. Obviously, while it's stood up at such an angle, you're more likely to fall out. So that's why those are there. And you probably have a staff member at the top as well, just making sure no one is being annoying. I won't go on the rapids. We'll have a pretend splash. You get some really good views of the coaster. And there's some very janky supports. But it wouldn't be me without janky supports, would it? It's dull. Yeah, doing non-janky supports is just boring. Why would you do this still? I've got these things in as well, like the spinny thing. I don't know what they're called, but they're basically there to make sure the boat keeps going in that direction, doesn't get stuck. Yeah, the spinning's actually really nice and controlled as well. You can actually hear as well. This ride has an onboard soundtrack, which I'm really happy with. So that's cool. Oh, it's so... I forgot how cool some of the views were. I haven't like looked in, not really flip cam level, is it? Because I'm in the water, but it's not really a flip cam level. So you get some really, really good views of the ride, literally everywhere. I don't know where to look. There's that much going on. This water effect kind of thing. You come down under here. How close do you get to that track? Might need some colours there. It's a bit close. Oh, there's also launched trigger sound effects as well, which is pretty cool. Look at this door, and then it goes up to the top of this. Zooming around, we'll get some good views as it comes around here. Really long, drawn out airtime hill. It goes and does some other stuff. This match is so cool. There that goes. Oh, there's a water splash as well. Gosh, sorry that. Yeah, so if you're down here, there's like a water splash thing. I'll fast forward and see it again. The water splash is really cool. I did this as like a triggered effect. I think I showed it from off-ride before. Can you hear the effects coming again? But yeah, you get a really cool water splash effect, and obviously this interacts with the rapids really nicely as well. So this is like a maintenance path as well, by the way. Maintenance and kind of emergency exit for this, so you can come down here. And then obviously this just goes back up underneath this cool thing into the station. Like I said, I need to finish the queue for this. The exit queue brings you onto this bridge, which we just entered the ride there. Brings you across this bridge, obviously to the coaster itself. Oh, I need to get the dispatch in. See the stall first. Oh, the stall looks so cool. I'll fast forward it, because seeing the dispatches from here is very cool. There we go. I just skipped a bit of it. Oh well. The dispatch is so good. You get really nice views of the rapids all around this area as well. Some quite questionable coaster footers, but that's how it works. Station. I'm really happy with the station. I need to sort out that hole there. You'll see it when we go over. There's a bit of a hole in the roof that I had a bit of a design block and didn't know how to fix, so I'll fix that at some point. The queue starts here for this ride. I asked for the ride name for this last week, so I'll put that on screen now. Thank you for this presumably awesome ride name, even though I haven't seen it yet. It's really cool. Or at least I hope it's really cool. That's why I would have picked it. But yeah, you need a cool name for a cool ride, so that's the name. But thank you for picking that. I will reveal what attraction I need naming next week in a bit once we've looked at this. But before we go on the coaster, I thought we'd have a bit of a look around the rest of the area. So yeah, that's the path that loops around. I think I showed you it earlier. It loops around back to the area with the Woody. Really nice outlook over the lake with a little water feature. All these like beams looking really cool. Coaster launching around. We'll go down here to watch it come through this cobra roll. Not cobra. No, it is a cobra roll. I can't even words today. Really big loop. That's like a perfectly circular loop, so you get some cool hang time on it as well. Really cool cobra roll. The spinning looks quite controlled as well. It was really difficult to get the friction right and the speed right on this, because sometimes it was going really slow through elements, and that's like perfect. It was going fast through others. Stall. The stall. Imagine a stall on a spinning coaster. I mean, Mack restraints are just really comfortable anyway, but a stall whilst spinning, that would be so cool. This area down here will interact with the area at the bottom. So I've kind of created like a little restaurant eatery place. I need to put some more signs up and all that stuff. And then you get a really nice view of this whole area, which if you're a channel member, you'll have seen the coaster for this quite a while ago. I'm very happy with this coaster, but we will go back around to the ride. You see at the top of the lift hill as well, I've put the wheels in. Oh, really laggy autosave. I've put some drive tyres in at the top so you don't really get an RTH situation, Ride to Happiness, where it gets stuck at the top of the lift hill. And then there's this downwards section here that takes you down to, obviously, this ride area. There's a bit of a tease for this ride area as well. I'll leave that there for you, but I created this like nice planter. I'm going to create another planter here. That's going to be a gift shop. So you just kind of see how it connects with this area down here. But for now, we need to get on the actual coaster itself. I really like the soundtrack of this area as well. I think it's the Morocco one. The soundtrack's just so nice. I mean, yeah. I'm so happy with it. You can hear that sound effect better on ride if you're wondering what it is. I think it's like the Kraken roar or whatever. Ride entrance. Hello. I'm coming on your coaster now because it looks very cool. Look at the view of the stall in the queue. The queue is really nice as well. You get like nice water features, nice vegetation. I've forgotten to put the railing on that. Just don't fall off. You'll be alright. Just don't fall off. It's something else I need to add, but I want to watch the stall as it comes through it. Wow, look at that. Oh, it's so cool. Come down into the rest of the queue. You get some somewhat cool views of the ride. That needs sorting out. The maintenance team, landscaping team have got some work to do. Oh, look, it's coming through there as well. Come on, landscape team. You're lacking. The custom supports on this are so jank, but I love them. I think they're probably the biggest custom supporting job I've ever done. There's about 1.5k pieces. That took quite a while. Yeah, but it looks cool. So there's also speakers everywhere as well, so you get nice audio. Little teasers of the coaster that'll be down here. You can kind of see bits of it through the trees. Well, when it's built, you will be able to. And then the queue comes around here. Obviously, you would have a railing, so I'll just stay to the left and hopefully not fall off. Look at that view. See the big B&M in the background? Little bits of the GCI over there. Rapids. Big Mack multi-launch spinning coaster. I'm so happy with this ride. This is the station. It's nice and minimal at the moment. I think I might add a bit more to it, but this is what I meant about the hole in the roof. Oops. There's a bit of a hole here. Don't really know what to do with it, but it's got a nice skylight that comes over the train, which is nice. And then the maintenance shed, I can't remember if I showed you that, is over the corner. The soundtrack has got really dramatic all of a sudden. Oh, look at it coming in. And then you got the lockers here. and I'll show you what happens when you come off the ride once we've been on it. Are you ready for a front row? Probably won't stay frontward facing POV. Enjoy. And there you go. There was your coaster, the Mack Xtreme Spinner. You've been on it. You've got the cred. And you come down this ramp, photo unit there. Oh, I'm just so happy with this. The queue looks cool. Everything's just like nice and I don't know. It feels right. I don't know if it's the right way to put it. Like it feels completely realistic. It feels like it works. This whole area feels, well, if it was finished, it would feel complete. It just works. I'm really, really happy with it. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Well, it's a Mack Xtreme Spinner. But yeah, it just works really well for me. I think it does anyway. I think I mentioned earlier, this area, I need to finish the whole side of this lake. I've put in this little flat ride. I wanted a flat ride that kind of could have a theme that would fit in with sort of this light kind of Amazon-y themed area. The sort of Egyptian almost temple Atlantis themed area. And then the area that's going to come down here, which is a bit of a tease. So that, yeah, the plane ride kind of fits in with that. I'll do this at some point. I might not do it even next episode when I do this coaster down here. It'll happen at some point. But speaking of next episode, the next coaster down here, I don't know whether this was a good enough tease or not. I can't even read. Wilderness Research Agency. It's going to be a coaster I've wanted to make for quite a while. What did I write down here? I wrote like Outland Wilderness sort of thing. So think of like sort of a darker Amazon rainforest, more sort of, I don't know, well, these trees basically. Like a woodland sort of thing. Oh, and I left that there. Oh well, this is your tease. It's a Vekoma launched family coaster. Think of Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. I'm basically going to be building that. These are some Hydro LIM beams that I've put in. I left this section of tracks, obviously the launch, when you're using the mods, don't have the launch track in, so I've already built the coaster for this. The members have already seen it. They've seen it fully custom supported and everything. There's a lot of custom supporting going on here. Basically, I'm recording, I think the first intro for this coaster, I might mention it in that episode, but I lost the entire support for the coaster because that latest version of my game file corrupt. So I lost about maybe 4 or 5 days worth of custom supporting for this coaster, but I'm not actually that mad because then I went to Energylandia, and you'll hopefully seen the vlog on the channel because of that, and I noticed that riding, well, Energylandia and Legendia, to be fair, riding all of Energylandia's Vekomas and then Lek at Legendia, all of the Vekomas were custom supported quite differently to how I was doing it. The supports were a lot chunkier than the ones I was using, the connectors were a bit different, and the footers were actually circular footers and not squares. So I was really annoyed that it got deleted before I went, but while I was there, now that I've come back, I thought actually it's not a bad thing that they've been deleted because I wanted to do them again anyway. So I'm going to custom support this whole thing again. But yeah, Vekoma Launch Family Coaster was sort of like a wilderness, foresty, adventure sort of vibe. I'm not ripping off Big Bear, I promise. So name suggestions for that please in the comments. Vekoma Family Launch Coaster, Outland Wilderness sort of theme. Or to say, why'd you do this to me? But thank you so much for watching. This has been a really fun episode to film. Making this coaster has been a dream of mine since before I got Planet Coaster on PC. So seeing it come to life and be nearly finished, I'm very happy with it. This restaurant hardly has any tables as well. I need to sort that out. But yeah, the park is looking quite, well, nearly quite full so far. Next episode will be this, obviously the Vekoma launch coaster down here. Episode after will be a coaster over here. Episode after that will be a coaster here. Episode after that will be a coaster here. There might be another episode at some point in between those where I add some sort of non-coaster ride, I don't know yet. And then the park will be finished in its tour time. And then we move on to other stuff. I've got so much stuff planned, it's crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. And if you really like this sort of thing, the channel memberships are, well, if you just click the join button, you'll see what they are. But exclusive photo updates, maybe even a couple of early access is 2 episodes, if I have them done in time sort of thing. Yeah, just loads of updates on park stuff. It's really exciting, you can see what's coming in the future. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. I really need to get on a Mack Xtreme Spinner in real life now. This is making it get worse. Get me on Ride to Happiness!